Don't wait until the last minute to prepare.
Ah, don't wait till the last months to prepare.
That's true though.
Shalom, it's No Limit Eddie back with another video. You saw the thumbnail, you also saw the title. In today's video, I'm reacting to, and this is going to be different. It's like a reaction, it's like a response video. It's like a response video, which is, I think is cool, to a video from a YouTube channel called Journey With Us. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is No Limit Eddie. I am a 23-year-old American who lives abroad full time. I'm currently in the country of Egypt. All right, now, Journey With Us, cool guys over in Tanzania. Fun fact, I actually did my consultation with those guys when I was first coming out to Tanzania. So cool people. I really appreciate the fact that they sell products and services. Really appreciate that fact, because outside of me and them, I don't know if there's many other people doing that are actually selling goods and services, you know, with the intent of providing value to other people. Right? I think most people do like GoFundMe's and things like that, which if you watched my videos for a while, you know I'm not a fan of that. And so I like the fact that they are exchanging value for a store of value, also sometimes called money. Right? All right. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna play like one clip, and then I wanted to talk about my thoughts about this whole thing. All right?
Yeah, even inside of America, it's not a good idea to prepare there. Because if you prepare, just say if you do prepare, you stock up on food, you stock up on, what was it, toilet paper and stuff like
Cash,
that. Cash,
US dollar.
you know, that's not gonna be good. So
okay, cool. So I was gonna like react like clip by clip like I normally do, but I just like the way the video was coming out. So I decided to let's just play that one clip and let's talk about preparedness as a whole, right? And I'm going to give my contrarian take about preparedness. Okay, so they talked about preparing mind, body, and spirit, right? To make that transition from America over to the continent. And in particular, in this video, I wanted to talk about the concept of going off grid. That's what I wanted to talk about today. I think in our niche, in our space, in the world, right, in the conscious communities as a whole, of all nations, we think like off grid is the ultimate. Buy some land, build a house, solar panels, grow your own food, have your own animals, you know, be secluded is the best way is the best thing to do, right? Like there's a lot of us who believe that, and not just us, but all nations who have that perception, going off grid. And that was my belief too, that going off grid was a genius way to go about it. You guys watch some of my past videos, I'm like, I want to go to Gambia, I want to get me some land, I want to go ahead and build me out a property that is self-sufficient and things like that. And as I have been exposed to different ways of thinking, I kind of think now that actually might be matrix programming, right? That concept of going off grid. And the reason why I say this is like, we're always taught that we need to own a home. Like that's the number one thing we're taught. And as you begin to study, as you begin to follow the money, you understand that owning a home is not actually beneficial to the home owner. You never really own property, no matter where you are in the world. You make the government upset, the government will take their property from you. Okay, doesn't matter what country you're in. So when you follow the money, you realize that owning a home is actually for the benefit of financial institutions. It's for the benefit of insurance companies. It's for the benefit of banks, right? For the most part. And so, and also the local governments, because they're going to get property tax as well. So it's for the benefit of the big guys, right? The big guys, the ones who make the rules. But it's not really for the benefit of the individual. And so I think some of that mindset has permeated into the whole off-grid lifestyle. And one of the downsides that I've come to realize about the whole off-grid lifestyle is that it goes against a principle of survival. And that is, it's not the strongest, it's not the fastest, it's not the smartest, it's not the most weatherproof creature that survives, but rather the one who has the greatest ability to adapt. And so what off-grid does is it gives you a false illusion of preparedness, but you're not actually prepared. And the reason why I say this is if all your plans, schemes, procedures, processes are based upon being on an off-grid land, right? If all your materials are there, if all your food is there, if all of your ducks are there and your cattle is there and your water supply is there, and that's all that you like that's your plan, like to be there. If something were to happen to that, right? Are you actually prepared? And it'll almost be akin to a bird who was in the Arctic and he got a lot of fat, a lot of blubber on him, and he was slow to walk, and he was, super wet, a lot of dow and feathers, and he was perfectly built for the Arctic, perfectly built for the Arctic. But for one reason or another, that let's say that climate change, and now everything is hot and it's a desert, right? He was built only to survive in the cold, and now in the heat and in the hot, he's gonna die, right? He's gonna be too hot. He's gonna dehydrate. He's not gonna survive. And so a human being would have a better chance of out surviving that penguin, because okay, well, if it's cold, then we know what we do. We go probably take some of those penguins and use that blubber to make clothing, right, to stay warm. If it gets hot, then we just take that stuff off. If we live in an environment we need to run, we need to move fast, okay, well, we can walk, but we can also run, but we can also invent things that make us fly in the air at crazy speeds and drive to go crazy speeds, right? The reason why human beings can the reason why human beings can survive in any environment is because we have the ability to adapt. And so sometimes if we go with this whole off-grid approach, and this is just my contrarian approach to the whole preparedness concept, right? Like this video made me want to talk about this. If our whole basis of survival is that off-grid land, and we're like that penguin who built himself only to survive in the cold, but if for some reason or another the weather changed, or for some reason or another you weren't able to access that off-grid property, or the off-grid property was taken from you for one reason or another, then are you truly prepared, right? And so whoever has the greatest ability to adapt will be likely to be the person who survives the longest, and who is the person who has the greatest chance of survival, right? And so preparedness as a whole might be more so, how do you survive even if you don't have all of the most all the conveniences at the tip of the finger, right? I think that's a contrarian approach to it. Not saying that going off grid is wrong, or that going off grid is bad, or that going off grid it wouldn't make sense, but it is an interesting concept to think. Okay, well, as an extra layer, let's say you already have land, you're already doing all that stuff, as an extra layer of protection, let's have some plans and procedures in place in case we don't, get access to this land, or in case this land is taken away from us, or in case, something were to happen that would make it unfeasible, right, to go with the plans that we initially had, or that we had initially set here. So see you guys in the next one. Y'all willing. Shalom.